And so I'm just letting the charts tell a story. Total market cap, lots of sell pressure, and not even at the top area like Bitcoin. This tells me there's ETH and altcoin sell pressure all through here. So we have to be careful. This could be a bull trap, and I'm making note of that. Even though I just bought some Sol, I'll probably let me be careful how I say that. I think it's worth noting. One of the reasons I like Sol is I don't have to worry about keeping a tight stop loss on it because we have those buyers here, this buy zone. And that's one of the reasons I like these coins. Also with Aptos, Aptos, look at all the buyers. I don't want to reuse the ice analogy because the 50-day as our thick ice, we've been drowning, 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 drowning. But what's another analogy we could use for the green area? I mean, I think you don't need one. You understand that's where the buyers are. So all of these that have thick buy blocks is where I'm focusing my attention and accumulating. And I'm happy to be patient. I don't want to chase the latest altcoin. Filecoin here, I had limited my positions on, but this is where I'll start looking to buy back. We have ERI and TSIs turning green. Okay, so now is the time. If you sold any of these, I'm pretty ruthless on when we lose key support levels. And I was looking to buy back in these green zones. And the problem with that is, and it's an inherent challenge with trading and stop losses, is you have to be willing and ready and have the time and attention to be ready to buy back lower. Because what can happen is it goes lower, you miss the buy entry, and then it shoots up again. And then, you say, shoot, I should have kept it. That's why we sell and buy in partial positions. So Filecoin looking good again and looking to break up back above 20. So it's a little frustrating because it's wasted effort, but better safe than sorry. So just running through these, helium not quite as attractive, but putting in a higher low, I suppose, but it's kind of sandwiched between the buy and sell blocks. And I still have some of these, but I limited my positions to free up cash for better looking trades like Solana and Bitcoin. Ondo is looking good, you guys. Still, it's been a tough road with Ondo, and believe me, I know I recommended it in here. At one point, it pushed up to $1.50. It was back in here, and then it just bled out. And so, I would say sorry, but we trading the charts. That was the way to trade it. It was just a bull trap. Where we are now, if you're still holding Ondo, it's a pretty good spot, I'd say. $2 cost average, because we have these rising support levels all through here, and we have double ERIs and starting to turn green on the TSIs, guys, and the RSI Pro. So the clues are here. They're sort of telegraphing that this whole sell-off and tariff impact has been priced in. And interesting analogy on Crypto Banter today. They're not my new favorite, but they've got some really good analysts in Intel there, and they were talking about how when in the last time Trump was in office, they raised tariffs on washing machines, and initially it dropped sales for washing machines in the U.S. and overall, but in the long run, it sort of improved once these things factored in. And that's kind of a TLDR on it. So I don't know. We have to be ready to play the long game. All of it is all centered around getting interest rates down so they can refinance that debt. So make no mistake, and I've been saying that for over a month, and people are starting to echo that. So short-term pain, long-term gain is the name of the game, and having some courage here to OGN not really looking good. I have some I'm holding long-term. I was looking for some buy entries, but this is one of those, doesn't have earnings. It's going to be a long time coming, so I'll just move that down a bit. And I'm just covering the ones I'm in because they're more familiar, and then happy to look at some other ones that we've been talking about. Stacks, a little bit looking decent, but had some sell pressure here. I'd be a little careful of stacks. Sui was looking good yesterday. It's in a bottoming process, but had a big sell block. So at this point, what's unique about all those coins we just looked at? Anything stand out? Any of them have any buy blocks like money flow? There was one. Was that on the 4-hour? Okay, Solana on the 4-hour, but and it's a big one, having some sell pressure in that red zone. So when I posted, be careful of volatility, and we need to sort of be prepared for these whipsaws, and kind of see how things sort out. I'm going to start allocating a little bit. I bought some Solana. I'm not going to really buy anything else till we get to the end of the day and see how this plays out. I still have limit buys, ordering Solana down lower, as I said, and that's how you can sort of build a position over time. And even as a swing trader, that's what we want to be doing. If you're a long-term buy and hold, retire rich, all of that, hey, keep adding, don't sell, and just hodl, I guess. But that's never been really my style. Anyway, let's see if there's any chats. You guys are kind of quiet today, so I don't see any comments. Let's say look around for anything that might be looking good, but it's also a day where that analogy, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If we're all itching to get back in this market, I'm exercising some caution based on the uncertainty today, but I have to we can't deny these charts are starting to look good again. And we'll be looking for breakouts on the parallel channels, ideally retests, but I think Sol could really push up to 160. And again, not trying to favor that. It's correlative. I like the chart, so I'm more invested in it. I'm not trying to pump my bags, obviously. Anyway, let's take a run down memory lane. Anything starting to shape up? Render, not so much. A lot of sell pressure overhead, and not there yet. I did share another YouTube person who's a big crypto guy, just dropped $250,000 in a handful of coins, which were Lido, Ondo, and Aptos, I believe. So, he's not my favorite person, but good to have confirmation that these are good looking projects. Lido coming out of this green zone here, I think is worthy of starting to reallocate. I'd sold all my Lido back in here at this red arrow, and I'm glad I did, so that we can buy back lower in the green zone. Some of you were asking about Lido, one of you was, and Charles, I think that was you. But so in this range, I would say it does look attractive, but this is where you'd want to keep a stop loss just below that buy block, right at 80 cents. Below there, it's maybe going lower. Long-term project looks good, but these are not earnings driven. These are not fundamental driven. This is all rampant speculation and based on liquidity, and we have to remember that. So at any rate, looking at H-bar, I've been hearing some good things about Hedera. And there are transactions per second. I didn't realize they were in that segment, but also realizing, look at this huge run up that it had. And so, this has been, yeah, look at that. It pulled right back. Let me not fudge this too much here, but from the high, the low to the high, down here to here, pulled back to its 618 retracement. And the golden pocket would be between the 618 and 65. So Hedera looks interesting here from that standpoint. If I come down and that's 618, I'll change this to 0.65 because we don't really use the 6768. But yeah, right to that golden pocket. Those of you remember me talking about that on the Fibonacci's. Day traders use this a lot. This area between the 0.618 and 0.65 retracement is known as the golden pocket. We're getting an ERI here, so this may be a speculative trade we want to consider. We have the bullish divergence, a lot of bullish divergence down in this range on the daily, and these RSI Pro divergences have been excellent. If we look at the red ones here, market top, here, market top. The green one's not so much because it's overextended. Point being, I think Hedera is kind of ready and setting up to go. I'm leaning toward limiting how many positions I have. So doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy it. And this parallel channel is sort of invalidated. I just thought I'd put it on your radar. So Pump Phone saying EOS has made, yeah. So EOS was pumping this morning. I saw that. We can check that out. Also Curve Dow. Yeah, EOS, I saw that this morning. Did I post it? I was in the middle of three things, but we'll definitely check out EOS. Now, don't chase those things because often they're low volume and they get pumped by the day traders, etc. AIOZ sort of, I don't know, you guys. In general, I just want to say that I think the bigger, safer moves are going to come from Bitcoin and Sol. ETH, I don't know, but this next bull run is largely dependent on institutional money, sovereign money, people front running potential ETFs. Remember, Solana likely to get an ETF this year. These other altcoins, be careful with because there's not that much retail money out there after the whole meme coin meltdown. I just coined that phrase, but all that money's gone. Retail is you and me and everyone else, and they don't have the buying power they would normally in this bull run, right? Because as a reminder, everybody went in and complete degen mode, buying meme coins and shitcoin meme coins, shit meme coins. Sorry for the French, but really things that had zero, absolutely zero value or use, and full on gambling, and then they got rug pulled or burned. All that money is gone, and the buying power as a whole from retail isn't there for alt season. In these big, where the money is, the Michael Saylors, the corporates, the sovereign wealth fund, all of that are starting to adopt blockchain. The BlackRocks, they're not going to be buying things like EOS and not to pick on any of these, but be careful of these pumps. They are margin trader pump and dumps for the most part. Hey, this is Brett from Moonstream. If you'd like to learn more about our pro trading signals or our live classes every Wednesday or our Retire Rich program, go over to moonstream.io/start.